I want to share something that I've been working behind the scenes with Wendy of WendyZine Scraps. She sells at Scrapbook Graphics. And back when I had Photoshop Elements 3, I was spoiled by this option that they no longer have in 6 and 7, and I'm not sure when they took it out. I'm going to go ahead and apply a soft drop shadow to each of these layers. Let me show you what I'm talking about that this action does. I'm going to go back to this bottom layer. Now you can see this bottom layer here. Often I'll put a border down here. A lot of times it might be a curved border, but that layer style I applied did absolutely nothing to that layer. It is ineffective because the light source is coming from this top direction, and so the shadow actually is down here off the page. But I like that bottom layer to look like it has some depth to it. And in Photoshop Elements 3, I could click on the FX to bring up the styles, and there used to be a little button over here for global, and if I clicked on that button, I could change the angle of that particular layer without changing the angle of all the other layers. You can see here now I have a drop shadow at the top, which gives this depth, almost makes it look like this piece of paper is tucked, the white background is tucked underneath the blue. However, it's also changing the angle to all the other layers. If you'll watch carefully, I'll zoom in a little bit. Well, I can't zoom in while I have the layer style up. But if you watch carefully, you can see every single other layer, the shadow is changing all at the same time. And so we have created an action to make it possible so that these layers can have different angles. And what you want to do first, before you run the action, and I've tested this in Photoshop Elements 6 and 7, is go ahead and apply the layer style first to the layer. I'm working with this layer here, and I've put it in the guided area as well as the effects area, and I'm going to show it to you over here in the guided area so you can see how it looks. And so I have it there in the main menu, and then there are 4 different sizes in the drop down menu. And so you can choose what size shadow you want. So I'm going to go back and show you where I have it installed. I guess I have to hit cancel and then go back to the full edit mode. Okay, and I also have it installed here. And I've used the XML file, so it has its own spot in the drop-down menu. And I also have it here in the effects area. You can install it in one or both places, however you want to use it. And so to utilize this, I'm going to first put a drop shadow on the layer, and then click on her action. It tells me that I have to have that drop shadow on there first, and then I'm going to click continue. And then it's going to come up and it's going to allow me to change looks like I've applied it to this one here. You're going to see it allows me to change just this layer without affecting the other layers. Now I'm going to click just down on this size a little bit, and you'll see it changes it a little bit and applies the style that Wendy has made. And then I'm going to click OK. And now I can apply it to this one. And it goes fairly quickly, and I'm able to change the angle of this, and you'll notice that this is at a different angle than this, and then these two are at a different angle. And so by running this action on each of the layers, you're going to be able to change that. Oh, I already ran it on that one. Got to run it on this one. Let me zoom in. So you can see that now the angles are all at a different place for each of these, and you can change them individually after you run this action. Is that not cool? I think it's pretty cool, and I'm kind of excited. See, this angle is a little bit. You can also change the style if you want, and go ahead and change the distance and the other things. You can change the color again of the drop shadow. You can do all those things that you did before. When you close it out, you can open it up and it still works. Watch that drop shadow go around. I guess I could have used a red color so you could have seen it working before. And so that's this cool action. I'm really excited. She's gone to the effort of putting it together as a set for the guided area for those that prefer to use it there, which since you don't have to mess with XML files and ping files, that's where I'm going to tend to be using actions now, I believe, because it's so much easier to install than waiting for the media database to rebuild. And so I hope you're as excited as I am about this new action. She's going to have it free for Digital Scrapbooking Day, and then it's going to be in her store. Just a great, great resource.